Brother Benson Rutendo Matinyare from Zimbabwe. We have seen most of your videos in the past where you're speaking against the Tutsi people who were fighting the Hutu people in the past, creating all the havoc in the Great Lakes region. You gave us the impression of somebody who's an intellectual and somebody who knew what was really going on in the Great Lakes region. But unfortunately, just recently, we have noticed that you have changed 180 degrees. We saw you in Rwanda introducing to us the Cassiterite. You have become now the mouth of the Kagame's regime, praising the Kagame's regime. And what is a little bit disappointing, you are now fighting the Congolese people and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. We cannot explain that, brother. We don't have any problem with Zimbabwe, with the Congolese people. And we don't have any problem with the Rwandan people. Historically speaking, Congo has been known as one of the most hospitable countries in the world. And the Congolese people are known to be a good people. People are always in good terms with all their neighbors. We have 9 neighboring countries. We have never had any problem with those countries, except recently, problems started coming from Rwanda. Just after the genocide of Rwanda, that was Rwandan business. You can check in every book, political book, historic book. My brother Benson, Rutendo Matinyare from Zimbabwe, you are going to find nowhere that the Congolese people took part in the Rwandan genocide. No. Congo is very rich. We have a lot of space in the Congo. We've been tolerating a lot of people in the Congo. You can come to Congo, settle in Congo, marry or get married. There's no problem. Congolese people, we don't follow people. We don't hate foreigners. No. This is our culture. But a lot of people are asking themselves questions, including you. As an intellectual, we're expecting you to ask yourself this question. How come the Congolese people, they don't have any problem with all the neighboring countries except Rwanda? Everything started after the American regime, Bill Clinton administration, installed by force Paul Kagame in power, not democratically, after creating the Rwanda genocide. That is not the product of the Congolese people. We are not connected to the Rwandan genocide in any way. That's not our business. Everything started abroad, overseas, with the US government, namely the Clinton administration. Anti-democratically, because in Rwanda, the majority now represent a Hutu. The Tutsi are 10%. If the American regime could say, okay, we are in Rwanda because we want to help Rwandan people to respect democracy, that means they're supposed to play by the rules. And democracy has always been defined in many books in the world as the will of the majority. Or in Rwanda, the majority, 90%, is made up of Hutu people. But the American administration under Bill Clinton didn't want to play a fair game in Rwanda. Bill Clinton wanted to impose the Tutsi people in power with one mission: to open a gate in order to get into the Congo, to start displacing people from their towns, the villages, to kill them in order to have access to the mines which are in the eastern part of the Congo. Everybody knows that in Congo, we have what they call strategic minerals. Let's say we have coltan, cassiterite, wolframite, gold, and so on and so forth. If you go to Katanga, you're going to find copper, cobalt, and many other minerals. These minerals are the main reason that attracted the American regime. They didn't want to come to us as Congolese people, your African brothers, whom you are condemning today. Brother Benson, Rutendo, Matinyare. American people, they didn't consider us as human beings. They didn't consider us Congolese people as the true owners of the country called Congo. No, they don't have any respect to the Congolese people and to a country called the Democratic Republic of the Congo. That's why they chose their partners outside the Congo, namely Paul Kagame, as the master of the Great Lakes region with one mission: to attack Congo more often, to destabilize the Congo, to control it, to steal. The aim is to steal our minerals. And to do that perfectly, they're supposed to put in place a lot of mafia strategies, such as to create stories. Oh, in Congo, we have some Tutsis. Oh, the Banyamulenge are the Congolese people. Congolese people, they hate Tutsi from Rwanda. And a lot of kinds of very stupid stories. As I told you, my brother, Congo has welcomed the Rwandan people, Tutsi and Hutu, throughout the history of Rwanda, even Burundi. It's a very long story, but I'm not going to go into details. Congo belongs to the Congolese people. If you can go to Belgium, I'm happy to see that now you are now traveling. If you want to know the truth about Congo, you shouldn't go to Rwanda alone. Go to Belgium, ask to visit the archives in Belgium, in the museum, somewhere there in Brussels. They're going to show you. You will check all the books. You are not going to find in any book in Belgium where it says we have Tutsi people in Congo. Never. Where we have a tribe called Banyamulenge, a language called Banyamulenge, a territory of people called Mulenge. No. Mulenge exists in Congo, but that is the territory, the land of the Bafulero people. During the history of Congo, when Congo was under the Belgian people, the colonizers, they used to bring Rwandan people and Burundian people only to come to Congo to work. Number one, in 1930s, 1950s, that was the Belgian colonizers were doing. Secondly, there was some trouble in Rwanda and Burundi because of the ethnic fight between the same Tutsis and the Hutus. That was before independence, because the Belgians were investing only in the Tutsi people, so that that minority can control the majority of the Hutus in Rwanda and Burundi. Now, when came the independence of the two countries, the game had to change. That was freedom in many African countries, including in Rwanda and Burundi. So the Hutus people who were subjugated for a very long time by the Belgian colonizers and the minority of Tutsis were being used by the Belgians to control and even to punish, to make the Hutu people suffer. They came to an end. That game was supposed to end, because now that was the period of independence in many countries. The Belgian colonizers, they supposed to go back home, thus leaving the Tutsi people with no power anymore. Then the Hutu, being the majority, they're supposed now to stand up and take their destiny in the hand. That was another trouble in Burundi and Rwanda. That's why independence in Rwanda and Burundi was not smooth. It was a kind of revenge from the Hutu majority that suffered for many decades in the hands of the Tutsis, who were sponsored by the Belgian colonizers. That's the true story of Rwanda and Burundi. That's why Tutsi people, they started running away again. They started fleeing Rwanda and Burundi to become refugees in many countries all over the world. Among the countries they chose, the same Democratic Republic of the Congo was there. We welcomed a lot of Tutsis again into our country. That was between 1958 till 1962, because Rwanda and Burundi became independent on July the 1st, 1962, like twins. Then after independence, that means the majority of Hutus, they started now leading the country. The Tutsis were in exile. In the beginning of the year 1970, the same guys from Europe, French people, Belgians, and even American secret services, they came to Central Africa again to see Mobutu and the president of Rwanda and also the president of Burundi with a plan. They pushed them to organize an economic organization that could allow Rwandan people, Burundian people, and even Congolese people to stop considering the borders. That means a Congolese student could go to Rwanda, and a Rwandan student could come to Congo, Burundian student could come to Congo and learn easily without paying a lot of fees. A sort of SADC, what you call SADC today. It was organized in Central Africa. That was a club made up by some Western powers. They pushed Mobutu, the president of Rwanda and Burundi, into that organization. It's now, later on, that we came to know that that organization, the so-called Economic Organization for the countries belonging to the region of the Great Lakes, called in French CPGL, la Communauté économique des pays des Grands Lacs. That thing was put in place, Brother Benson Rutendo, in order to allow the same Tutsi people to get into the Democratic Republic of the Congo easily, with no problems at the border. And I think in future I'm going to give you some proofs. Because even former president of Burundi, not Buyoya, Bagaza, was speaking about this thing. He said, we started spying the Democratic Republic of the Congo since a long time. That's why we created the CPGL. We could get into the Congo easily. We visited rivers, streams, forests, mountains, valleys. We knew every corner of the Congo. And for sure, those guys, they have a beautiful country. We envied that country, and that president, Bagaza, concluded, we envied the Congo, and we were even planning to go and stay in the Congo by force. That means to grab the land. Because in the Congo, there is too much place for everybody. I have got videos in French. If you need, I can send them to you. You're going to find a translator so that you be sure that what I'm talking about is true. And then that's how some Burundian and Rwandan people, they came to settle into the Congo. We're treating them fairly until the time the American regime under Bill Clinton installed forcefully the minority of the Tutsi into power in Rwanda, especially those Tutsi who are refugees in Uganda. They are trained in Rwanda and put in power by the US. After they put them in power, the game was not supposed to end up in Rwanda because Rwanda is a poor country. There is nothing in Rwanda that can attract the American regimes. As you know, my brother, these Western countries, they operate in the system of interest. There is no interest in Rwanda that can make the American politicians to spend billions of money to put in power a minority of Tutsi just for nothing. No, they are not their brothers. The main reason they put the minority of Tutsis in power in Rwanda by violating every rule, every democratic rule, it's this reason. To give them every possibility in order to start now attacking the Democratic Republic of the Congo, to destabilize it for many years, to kill the Congolese people, to move them from their towns, the villages, in order to have access to the minerals, to steal them, bring them to Rwanda, to Uganda too, Kampala, and all these big multinational companies, they meet in Kigali and Kampala to get the stolen bloody minerals that Paul Kagame's regime steal in the Congo after killing the Congolese people. That's the duty Mr. Paul Kagame was given. Understand why? Nobody condemns Paul Kagame. Paul Kagame feels that he has the license to kill anyhow, anywhere, and anytime in the Democratic Republic of the Congo because he's enjoying the support of many Western countries, including the superpower, the United States of America, is behind Paul Kagame. With this picture, Brother Benson, I would like you to understand that we are not fought by Rwanda. Even though we can see the M23, the Rwandan army, those are not the guys who are fighting the Congolese people, no. Those guys are coons, stooges, the proxies. They're just being used by a lot of Western countries with America as number one to do the dirty job. Understand why Congo, the Congolese people, we are left in a corner alone because we are being fought by superpowers who control all the organizations in the world. Either we go to the United Nations, to the European Union, even the African Union is controlled by the West. World Bank, any institution in the world, they are under the feet of the Western countries with America as big brother. And since it's America that's behind Paul Kagame, understand, we are being fought by the United States of America. That's the truth. That's what I wanted you to understand. Unfortunately, I was praising you in the past, but what I recently saw, I was very disappointed. But I understand. Probably you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know the foundation that caused and has been causing all the trouble the Congolese people are going through. Let's talk about the SADC organization. I'm not going to get into details, but my brother, I just want to let you know that almost 80% of the presidents who are members, whose countries are members of the SADC, are corrupt. And the guy who corrupt those presidents is Joseph Kabila. If you don't know, let me tell you that in 2018, Joseph Kabila organized a rigged election. Because all along, Joseph Kabila spent like 18 years in power and he had no intention to leave the presidency. He tried to resist in 2016. He managed to get 2 more extra years. That led to 2018. And then, all of a sudden, he found himself under pressure from the Congolese people inside the Congo and from some outsiders. That means a lot of human rights organizations overseas. So Kabila has to relinquish power unwillingly. But he didn't want to go for good. That's why he organized the rigged election. And instead of respecting the Congolese constitution, Mr. Joseph Kabila put in place an agreement called the Kingakati Agreement that was signed on the 8th of January 2019 by him, Joseph Kabila, and Felix Tshisekedi, the current president of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. That was in Joseph Kabila's farm called Kingakati. That's why that agreement is called the Agreement of Kingakati or the Kingakati Agreement. I've got it here, but that's the French version of the Kingakati Agreement. To give you an idea, Brother Benson, this agreement has 3 articles. The first one says clearly the reason why Joseph Kabila rigged the election and why he put Felix Tshisekedi in power with the blessings of many political leaders in Africa and outside Africa. Number 1 reason, Joseph Kabila wanted someone who could protect him, protect his biological family, and protect all the major actors he ruled the country with during 18 years. Number 2, Joseph Kabila wanted Felix Tshisekedi and him, Joseph Kabila, to rule the Congo as two presidents at the same time. Even though Felix Tshisekedi was supposed to be a president in open, but Joseph Kabila planned to stay behind the curtain as the second president. That means every decision that was supposed to be taken was supposed to be taken by Felix Tshisekedi after consulting Joseph Kabila. That's what the article number 2 says. That means they're supposed to divide the country into two. Every privilege is supposed to be shared 50-50. Number 3. At the end of 2023, that means December 2023, Felix Tshisekedi was put into power for free without winning the election, because the winner, everybody knows, was Martin Fayulu, who won with 62%. Felix Tshisekedi just had 15%. But article number 3 of the Kingakati Agreement stipulates clearly that at the end of the year 2023, that was supposed to be an election year in the Congo, Felix Tshisekedi was supposed to step down at the end of that year in order to let Joseph Kabila's political party to take over everything. That means Joseph Kabila had an intention to come back to power, if not him, but one of his guys was supposed to be put in power. That means Joseph Kabila didn't want to go away. He wanted to rule Congo by any means. And that is the problem we have in the Congo till this time. When they were signing this agreement in Joseph Kabila's farm on the 8th of January 2019, there were some witnesses on the national level. We had 5 generals, all of them pro-Joseph Kabila. We had General Delphin Kaimbi, number 2, General Celestin Mbala, 3, General John Numbi, 4, General Amisi Kumba, 5, General Jean-Claude Yav Kabey. On the international level, we had 3 witnesses that very night in the Kingakati farm. Number 1, Uhuru Kenyatta, who that time was the president of the Republic of Kenya. Number 2, Al-Sisi, who still is the president of Egypt. And number 3, Cyril Ramaphosa, who still is the president of South Africa. Now, my brother, I've tried to paint a picture of what really happening in the Democratic Republic of the Congo at the end of the year 2018 and the beginning of the year 2019. Now, if you take knowledge of everything I showed you here, now you will understand why the SADC organization countries, or the SADC countries, the SADC leaders are not interested to help the Democratic Republic of the Congo or the Congolese people. Because number 1, the most powerful country in the SADC region is South Africa. And the most powerful president is the South African president, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. But Cyril Ramaphosa chose not to stand with the Congolese people, to push for democracy in the Congo, to push for justice he chose to side with Joseph Kabila and Felix Tshisekedi. Cyril Ramaphosa encouraged the mafia in Joseph Kabila's farm. And after that, almost 80% of the president of the SADC region were visited by the Kabila's team with some gift so that they could stay, they could keep quiet and stop poking their nose into what was and what's still happening in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And this justifies the silence of many leaders from the SADC region. I saw you, Brother Benson, Rutendo, Matinyare, visiting Rwanda and even Congo. I saw you in Goma, visiting the occupied provinces of the Congo. I saw you praising the M23, which are a mercenary group made up of Rwandan mercenaries. Everybody knows that. But nobody is ready to tell people the truth and to come up with a solution. No. The SADC countries are not in the Congo, are not doing anything they can to help the Congolese people because, as I told you and I repeat again, my brother, almost 80% of the president of that organization, the SADC, have their mining concessions in the Congo. That was a gift from Joseph Kabila. Do you really think that those presidents who've been making millions illegally in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, are they going to stand up one day to speak up for the Congolese people, to defend the Congolese people, to even send the military in the Congo to defend our territory? Never. That's why I would like to tell you, Brother Benson, Rutendo, Matinyare, that the SADC organization is a deadbeat organization. That's a mafia organization. Understand why South Africa didn't send enough soldiers in the Congo. Understand why after Kagame's mercenaries called M23 killed the South African soldiers, nothing happened. Because all those so-called soldiers who are in the Congo until now, they are not in the Congo to fight for the Congolese people, but they are in the Congo to protect the mining concessions and any other business their leaders are owning in the Congo, such as in the banking system, the telephone system, and the mining system. It's a shame, my brother. I understand. I'm not condemning you, my brother, because I know that you really don't know what is really going on in the Great Lakes region. Congo is a mystery country. If the the richest people on the face of the planet, who are the American people, but once they get into the Congo with good intentions to help the Congolese people, but as soon as they get in touch with the Congolese minerals, they become like drunk people. They forget about their duties. They turn into gangsters. All of them, they start stealing, getting bribes, and all of a sudden, they don't do anything to help either the Congo or the Congolese people. I'm talking about American rich people. So what about African leaders? Do you really think that from the state where they were with no money, and all of a sudden they found themselves in the Democratic Republic of the Congo making billions every month, every year. Are you sure that those guys, they're going to help the Congolese people? No. Because the majority of people, either in Africa, in Europe, or America, I'm talking about leaders, they are not in the Congo to help the Congolese people, my brother. They are in Congo to steal our minerals. And everybody doesn't want to see the war being stopped in the Congo. They don't want to see chaos to end in the Congo. Because they're taking advantage. They are making a lot of money in that state of chaos. The state of war. That's a good state they have chosen to operate under. That's the truth, my brother. We know how it feels to be a Congolese. Nobody can feel the way we feel as Congolese people. You are not the first, my brother, to speak for the Congolese people in the beginning, and all of a sudden, you turn against the Congolese people, you start criticizing them, insulting them. No, you're not the first one. A lot of people, they did that to us before. A lot of people, as I said, they came to Congo with good intentions. But as long as they met diamond, gold, coltan, cobalt, and many other minerals, they automatically changed their mind. They dropped. They betrayed the Congolese people. I saw you doing videos, and a lot of people are asking you, how much money did Paul Kagame pay you, Benson, so that you could change your mind? I'm not saying that Kagame paid you, but a lot of people have been asking you, how much money did you get from Rwanda? Because we know how the Kagame's regime operates. The Kagame's regime is very brutal, working on the principles of lies and victimization. Those are the killers of the Congolese people, the stealers of our minerals. But they always introduce themselves to the world that they are victims. It's the Congolese people who hate the Rwandan people. It's the Congolese people who've been killing the Rwandan people. No. As I told you, we hosted the Rwandan populations for several years in the Congo with no problem. And they know what I'm talking about. Until Paul Kagame became president of Rwanda and fulfilling the duty given by the United States of America of attacking the Democratic Republic of the Congo in order to have access to our minerals, that's when we knew the true colors of the Rwandan Tutsi, whom we were considering as our brothers all those years. We're living with them in the Congo. They have no passport, nothing. We're eating the same food. We're going to the same schools, doing a lot of stuff together. But when Paul Kagame became president, the majority of the Tutsi people, they turned against the Congolese people. And they were the first people to attack us, to kill us, in order to grab our land now, to have access to our land and our minerals. And that was painful. This is the true story I'm telling you. Brother Benson, Rutendo, Matinyare, and through you, I'm telling this story to every person that can speak English. This is the painful reality that the Congolese people have been facing for 30 years. As I said, we didn't take part in the Rwandan genocide. But how shall we pay? How are we paying for something we didn't organize, something we didn't plan, and something we didn't even do? Why only us? We are victims of the blessings from God. Congo has been blessed a lot on many plans by God, and especially with minerals of every kind. There is no mineral, my brother, you can quote, which is not in the Congo. We have every mineral in the Congo. That's why we are victim of the mafia international system. And what is shameful is to see that the white people are not coming to kill us straight like this. They are using our African brothers, the Rwandan people, the Tutsis. The Tutsis, they agreed to work with American people and other Western powers to come and kill us, displace us from our villages, our towns, in order to have access to our minerals, to steal them, to bring to Rwanda, Kigali, and Kampala, because Ugandan people also are in this game. And the white people, they grab our minerals from Kigali and from Kampala, and they leave some percentage to Paul Kagame. This is the kind of business Paul Kagame and Yoweri Museveni have been doing for so long. That means the chaos in the Congo benefits Rwanda and Uganda, because they very well know that if they leave Congo alone, we are not stupid people. We can organize ourselves very well. If they leave us alone, in peace, we're going to organize our country politically, economically, and even socially. We have that power. We have that ability. Everybody knows that. They're just jealous. That's why they're doing everything they're doing to prevent us to gain our stability, politically, economically, and socially. The chaos of the Congo is benefiting a lot of countries, namely the Kagame's regime and the Museveni's regime, and also many SADC region presidents. Understand why nobody is ready to come and help the Congolese people. But everybody is ready to come and steal in the Congo. That's why we always say, in regard to everything I've said, everybody loves the Congo, but nobody likes the Congolese people. For us, we know how the system works. A lot of people, they hate us for nothing. You can ask them the question, what did the Congolese people do to you, Rwandan people? Nothing. What did the Congolese people do to you, Burundian people? Nothing. What did the Congolese people do to you, Tanzanian, Kenyan? Nothing. But they insult us. They mistreat us. Everybody is against us because we are the most blessed people on earth. But nobody wants to let us benefit from the heaviest blessings that God put into our country. Congo is a beautiful country, very green. We have a majestic river, Congo River, a lot of streams, mountains, valleys, lakes, everything is green. It rains a lot. things you cannot find in many countries. The ground and the underground of the Congo are full of surprises. Do you really think that all those good things, they're going to attract good people? No. Nobody is powerful before the Congo minerals. You can name who you want. Kings, queens, presidents, billionaires. Nobody can stand before the Congo minerals. A lot of people, they pretend to be honest, but as soon as they get into contact with the Congo minerals, they become dishonest. A lot of people, when they are not in the Congo, they have good programs, good projects. They come from X, Y organizations with a plan. We are going to Congo to help the Congolese people. But as soon as they get into the Congo, they see what they've never seen before. They get mad. They forget about all the projects. But they can remember only one project: to steal the Congolese, the Congo minerals. That's what the Kagame's regime has been doing. We are not stupid. We know our country very well. We know our history. The M23 are not Congolese. They may sing, jump around. We know how the system works. That's a mafia organization. Kagame's regime is a mafia organization in Central Africa. They operate by lies, victimization, and violence. Those are killers, serial killers. We know them. That's why I wanted to tell you, my brother Benson, Rutendo, Matinyare, do not fall into the trap of Kigali. You don't even have to apologize to Paul Kagame. I was really sorry to see you saying that now you need to apologize to Kagame. No. You went to Rwanda. You are showing people the Cassiterite mine. And I was reading comments under your video. A lot of people were expecting you to show us the coltan mine, the gold mine in Rwanda. You didn't show us anything. That means there's no coltan, no gold in Rwanda. That's a lie. And even those mines, if you try to see very well, they're underground. It's because Kagame is being protected by some superpowers. If you try to investigate very well, we're going to find that those underground mines, those corridors, they should get into the Congo. And I'm sure that's what they are doing. Very well. We know how they play the game. Because you know the game and the players. Brothers, we are victims of the international system. And before I finish, I want to let you know that if the Rwandan genocide claimed the lives of 800,000 people, try to read any book. They will tell you that what they call the Tutsi genocide in Rwanda, it only claimed the lives of 800,000 people. Not even a million. Not even 1 million. And we didn't take part to the Rwandan genocide. Every Rwandan boy, girl, man, and woman will never tell you that the Congolese people killed us. No. But they're enjoying to get into Congo and to kill us for no reason. They create every story. The killers, they become the victims, and with the victims, they're turning us every day into bad guys, killers. No, we are not the ones. We didn't take part in the Rwandan genocide, as I said, that claimed the lives of 800,000 people. But Kagame, a so-called victim of the Rwandan genocide, from the hands of their brother, their Hutu brothers, has been killing the Congo. Kagame has been killing people in the Congo. For 30 years, Kagame has managed to kill more than 18 million Congolese people. Some other organization, they even say it's now 20 million people dead in the Congo. At the end of Paul Kagame's regime and Yoweri Museveni's regime. They've been creating wars because those people, they live by fighting. We have a lot of videos we'll show you someday. There's one general, Mubarak Muganga, Kagame's generals. On the occasion of one, I don't know, festivity, that general was saying clearly, I repeat his name, Mubarak Muganga. Look for that video. The guy was speaking in Kinyarwanda. But some people, they translated and they're putting some captions on the screen. The guy was saying clearly that the reason why we are in the Congo, it's only job. We need to make money. Period. Because if we don't get into the Congo to fight, to create any war, we are going to be jobless in Rwanda, and we are going to die with hunger and so on and so forth. Are you going to tell us to stop getting into the Congo, killing people, fighting? No, we are not going to stop that because this is our job. If we stop getting into the Congo, we're going to get poor. General Mubarak Muganga was saying that clearly. Can you imagine the degree of arrogance those satanic people have reached? And the story of, oh, Banyamulenge, that the Congolese people know. As I told you, you can go to Brussels, Belgium. There's a museum called the Museum of Tervuren. Go check. The Tervuren Museum of Politics, History, and Colonialism of Belgium, in the Congo, Rwanda, and Burundi. Go check, my brother. You'll come up to a conclusion that what I'm telling you is truth. I'm not talking as a street man, no. I'm talking to you as a scientist. I'm not talking to you as a politician, because politicians, to achieve the mafia goal, they lie sometimes. I don't have any interest to lie. There has never been a Congolese tribe by the name of Banyamulenge. This thing has been created by the mafia, American NGOs. Those NGOs, they support with money and any other thing they can, they run them to it. Because it's part of the conspiracy. One of the reasons why they should be fighting in the Congo, pretending that the so-called Congolese Tutsis are in danger in the Congo. If we don't get in the Congo, the Congolese people, they're going to kill them. They're going to finish them. We don't have Tutsis, Congolese Tutsis, no. It's possible for a Rwandan person, male or female, to become a Congolese citizen. But that should be an individual program. You've been living in the Congo. You love Congo. You want to belong to the Congo? We don't have any problem with you. You need to follow the process. You fill out some forms. You apply for citizenship. And it's up to the Congolese government either to grant you the citizenship or not. But you cannot come a bunch of people pretending that you are Congolese by force with guns in hands. Who can tolerate that in the world? Imposing yourselves? You want a piece of land? Oh, we are Banyamulenge, but you speak in Rwanda. We know our history, brother Benson. In Congo, our tradition is very different. If somebody tells you that is Mukongo, that means his language is Kikongo. If somebody says is Mutetela, that means he knows how to speak Kitetela. If somebody says, I am Chokwe, he must speak Kikachokwe. If somebody says, I am Muluba, he must speak Kiluba. This is our tradition. But the so-called Banyamulenge, when they say they are Banyamulenge, try to talk to them. They are not speaking Kinyamulenge because Kinyamulenge doesn't exist anywhere in the Congo history. The so-called Kinyamulenge is Kinyarwanda. And this is an Illuminati agenda to get into the Congo, to grab our land, the way Israel has been doing against the Palestinian people. For 70 years, Israel has managed to grab a very large portion of the Palestinians' land. This is the project, satanistic project, that started in the Western countries, using the Tutsi people, the minority, giving them guns, every possibility to come to Congo in order to grab our land, because our land is so rich in minerals, period. They want to use those Tutsi amongst us to control us so that those mafia organizations, they can have access to our minerals, period. That's the game they are playing. Banyamulenge is a creation of some mafia in the West. They even pay them. They support them by some senators, some politicians in Europe, America, Canada, in the West. We know that. But nobody supports the Congolese people who've been killed by Paul Kagame. Nobody supports the Congolese people when they start crying, shouting, calling. Nobody supports them. And the so-called Banyamulenge, they are busy laughing. When they kill the Congolese people, they watch TV. They see on the screen the Congolese people being killed. They rejoice. Can you imagine? Are they Congolese? If they tell you next time that they're Congolese, ask them a question. What is the name of their village? What is the name of their territory? Who was the king? What is the name of the king who got in touch with the Belgian people when they came? The Belgian colonizers, when they get in touch with our ancestors, with our kings, before they pull them together and call that group of people the Congo. Tell the so-called Banyamulenge to give you the name of their king or their queen who signed an agreement allowing the Belgians to get into the Congo. You're gonna control my kingdom, my chieftaincy, my empire. The agreement. Tell the Banyamulenge, they don't have any chief in the Congo. We have 3 principles that define the history of the Congolese people. You need to have a chief. Number 1. Number 2, You need to have a territory. Ask the Banyamulenge in 1800. Call them. Let them tell you their territory, their kingdom, their chieftaincy. East, west, north, south. Started from where and ended up where. Call them. The language. Ask them. When the Belgian people, they collected all those kingdoms, they put them together. Ask them what people were speaking Kinyarwanda at that time. Nobody. That's why in the eyes of history, Brother Benson, I also prepare this before I finish. It's very important. When it comes to Congo, we don't spare anyone. Because if we don't defend ourselves, nobody is going to defend us. We know how the world is very cruel and selfish. That's why we are ready to defend the Congo and the Congolese people in any occasion. While I was preparing my program today, I knew that I would answer some of your questions. Brother Benson, Rutendo, Matinyare. The Free State of the Congo was created on the 1st of July, 1885. When the colonizers were coming to get in touch with our chiefs, after putting our chiefs into a certain group, they called that group the Free State of the Congo. It took form in 1885. That's what people need to know. But during that time, in 1885, the other side, there was nothing. Rwanda didn't even exist. Burundi didn't even exist. Even Tanzania itself didn't even exist. That was a bunch of forest and small kings fighting each other the other side of the mountains. But the Belgians, the Belgian colonizers, on the 1st of July, 1885, they managed to put in place what they called the Free State of the Congo. So if Kagame tells you today, a Rwandan tells you online that there is some land, Rwandan land in the Congo, can you accept that, brother? This is manipulation. We know that Kagame and the Tutsi regime, they are the masters of manipulation and lies. They live by manipulation and lie. That's why in their language, they call lie ubwenge. They're professional liars. They live by that. They know how to lie and to victimize themselves. They kill you, but they show the world that you are the one killing them. Can you imagine? And they're pretending to say, oh, today, there is no tribe in Rwanda. We are all now one today in 2025. If you go to Rwanda, there's no Tutsi, there's no Hutu. We are all Rwandan. That's a lie. When they want to victimize themselves, they forget about we are all Rwandans. They speak about we are Tutsi. When they want to celebrate the genocide that took place in Rwanda in 1994, ask them, do they say we are celebrating the genocide of the Rwandan people? No. They say we are celebrating the genocide of the Tutsi people. That means tribes exist in Rwanda until today. They are manipulators. If they know that they're going to get benefit from a situation, they present the Tutsi face, the victims. After killing other people, stealing from other people. No, we are all Rwandans. There is no tribe in Rwanda. No. In Rwanda, we have Tutsi, Hutu, and the Tuas. But in most of the cases, the Twa people are disregarded. They are not even counted. That's what I'm trying to tell you, my brother. Before I tell you about the creation of the Congo, I was talking about languages. In Congo, a Mukongo speaks Kikongo. A Mungala speaks Kingala, a Mongo speaks Kimongo, a Lunda speaks Kilunda. That's how our country is. Check in Rwanda. There is no tribe. There is no language called Kitusi, Kiutu, or Kitua. No. All these three ethnicities, they speak Kinyarwanda. All three. And Kinyarwanda is a Bantu language. That means the guys who came from the north, the so-called Tutsi, ask them, what did they bring on the table? Nothing. They found the Kinyarwanda being spoken by the Hutu, the Bantu people there. See, they're a minority. They couldn't change any situation. They integrated to the Bantu majority. The law of the majority is to swallow the minority. They were swallowed by the majority. But if they took over every situation, it's because the colonizers, they were working hand in hand with them to mistreat the Hutu majority. And that was the beginning of the fight. Divide to rule. That was the strategy that the colonizers brought to Rwanda, Uganda. But in Congo, they failed because we have almost 450 tribes in the Congo. We don't have any minority tribe in the Congo. The concept of a minority tribe is in Rwanda and Burundi. And those are the Tutsi minority. In Congo, we don't have that thing. That they're trying to push the agenda with the American government to make us accept that they are the minority in the Congo. No. We don't have any minority in the Congo. Because they are not Congolese. The Western countries, Western organizations, they're trying to push them into the Congo so that they continue to create some trouble. But we very well know that, and they know that they are not Congolese. They are just being used for business to allow the American people and many Western countries to find a reason to come and fight in the Congo, so-called. We are protecting the Congolese Tutsi, the Banyamulenge, who are in danger. That's a mafia. And we know that it's going to have an end one day. This is just business they are doing. They are Rwandans. They belong to Rwanda. Very well. They know very well. And they are proud to be Rwandans. Try to find them in the world. Anyhow, anywhere in the world. You are not going to find them mingling with the Congolese people. No. They pretend to be Congolese people only when they make videos on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. But try to find them any place in the world. You are not going to see them with the Congolese community. No. We Congolese people, we don't speak in terms of tribes. No. We say we are Congolese. Because we have a lot of tribes, 450. If everybody starts speaking about his tribe, that's going to be a mess. That's why we speak in the name of Congo. I am Congolese. Period. But those guys, they speak in terms of Tutsi. Tutsi Congolese. Community the Tutsi. Those are, because this is a business. Period. They have their own churches in America, Canada, Australia. They don't mix themselves with the Congolese people. We, the Congolese people, we don't see them. We don't see them. They are always with the Rwandan community and the Burundian community. Why? Because they related to Rwandans. They are Rwandese. They are Rwandans. They are related to Burundians also. Because the Kinyarwanda and the Kirundi is almost one language. It's like British English and American English. They understand each other very well. Period. They don't have any connection with the Congolese people. No brotherhood. No. They are just being forced by some superpowers so that they can create confusion in the Congo and find a reason to tell Kagame, get into the Congo and go protect X and Y. They're in insecurity. No, that's not our business. We don't even care about them. Those are the guys, they are forcing themselves to be Congolese. We don't have any problem with them. We've never had any problem with them. They themselves left the Congo after Kagame became president. They are claiming that they are Congolese. Why did they leave Congo? Most of them secretly. After staying with us for many decades in the Congo, after being hosted by the Congolese people, by the country called Congo, they left when Kagame became president, when the Tutsi were installed in power by the American regime. Why? Because that is their country. They couldn't stay in the Congo any longer because that was not their country. They left. They went to Rwanda, all of them. If they came back to Congo, they came back as soldiers, escorting Laurent Désiré Kabila in order to install him in power. And those are the same guys who killed Laurent Désiré Kabila. Why? Because they're respecting the agenda, the US agenda that says you're going to be the masters of the Great Lakes region. Those guys were chosen by the US mafia politicians that the Tutsi minority will control the majority of the Bantu people in Rwanda, Congo, Burundi, and even Uganda. They are working under American mafia organizations. That's why they are proud every time they sing, they dance. They are nothing. Before the Congolese people, they are not even 1%. They are 0.0000000%. They don't have any place in the Congo. But we don't hate them. We always tell them, you feel that you're Congolese? You like Congo? Show us by your behavior, not in your mouth. You want to be Congolese? There's too much place in the Congo. Come and apply for Congo citizenship as a person. Don't bring 1,000 people. Oh, this is a tribe. No. And we are not ready to leave our land in the hands of those people. No. We know. They're being sponsored by some superpowers. Congo was created before Rwanda and Burundi. In 1885, the Free State of the Congo existed already. It was a private property of King Leopold II. It's only in 1908, that King Leopold sold the Congo Free State to the government of Belgium in 1908, 1908. Le Congo a commencé à exister en 1885, quand de l'autre côté, il n'y avait que la forêt. Comment est-ce qu'ils peuvent avoir des terres chez nous quand ils n'existaient même pas? Nous, on existait avant eux. Hein, brother Matinyare? In 1908, Congo was sold by King Leopold II to the Belgian government. That's true. Now, let's see the other side of the mountains. What was taking place? They created Rwanda, Burundi, and what we call today Tanzania were created at the same time by the German colonizers. That was in 1891. That means 6 years after the Free State of the Congo existed. After 6 years, That's when the Germans now, they put what they called later on Rwanda, Burundi, and Tanzania. That was one country. They had no names that time. There was no Rwanda, no Burundi, no Tanzania. They were calling them the German East Africa. L'Afrique de l'Est, donc des Allemands. That's what they're calling those three entities. That was in 1891. That means 6 years after the Free State of the Congo existed already. And then the German East Africa was handed over to Belgium. After some negotiation in Europe, those three entities called German East Africa were now given to the Belgian government to control them. That was in 1920, 1920. And the Belgians now, they didn't start controlling those three entities at the same time. They started controlling them in 1922. In 1922, that's when the Belgians, they started now controlling Rwanda and Burundi. The English people, they took what became Tanzania. Can you imagine? 1922. 1922. Il est ça Congo en 1908. Léopold Nzo anaanzisha gouvernement ba Belge. Mais Congo ilianza kuexiste en 1885. Ile sa Rwanda hayakuyakako, Burundi hayakuyakako, bio sasa batakuwa na bulongo kwetu je. Shitu kwako bana tuzala kumbele yenu. My brother, let me speak English because I'm talking not only to you, Brother Benson, Rutendo, Matinyare, but I'm talking to a lot of people over there. And Belgians, they took over Rwanda and Burundi as Class B mandate entities. That means the countries of Class B. Because they had Congo already. Congo was Class A. Rwanda and Burundi, they were just second class. That means their interest, the Belgians' interest was not in Rwanda and Burundi, because they had already a very big country to take care of. And then, after some negotiations, the Belgians were given Rwanda and Burundi. They took them as Class B countries. That means 23 years after the Belgian, after Leopold II sold the Free State of the Congo to the Belgian government. After 22 years, after 23 years, that means Congo in any form existed before even Rwanda and Burundi came to life. I'm trying to tell you all these things just to show you that don't hear the stories of Kagame. Oh, we have our land in the Congo. No. In contrary, it's Congo. We Congolese people, we have a land in Rwanda. Because after taking those two entities, one became Rwanda and the other one Burundi, from the hand of the German colonizers. The Belgian colonizers, now they started organizing those two small entities. One of them became Rwanda, the other one Burundi. And then the Belgian colonizers, they modified our borders. Because the Kivu Lake, I saw in Rwanda, you might visit the Lake Kivu. That lake called the Kivu was inside the Congo. It's the Belgian colonizers who put the eastern side of the Kivu lake, they put it in Rwanda now. It became a part of the countries now they took form as Rwanda. And half of the western side, western shore of the Kivu lake remained in the Belgian Congo. And the people who were living around the Lake Kivu were the Bashi people. And Bashi people, they belong to the Congo country. Go to Rwanda and ask. There's no tribe called Bashi in Rwanda, not even in Burundi. The Bashi people had a kingdom around the Kivu lake. The Belgian colonizers, they just cut the lake into two. The eastern part was sent to Rwanda and the western part remained in the Congo. Confusion again. Now, if Kagame is trying to tell you that, oh, there is something that belongs to Rwanda in the Congo, we didn't do that, it's the colonizer, this is Ubwenge, lies. As I told you, never ever forget, Kagame's regime operates on lies called Ubwenge in Kinyarwanda. Boza, if you try to speak Kinyanja, victimization. They are professional victimizers. I can say victimizers. They do bad things, but they know how to pretend as if they are victims of the situation. They create, they plan everything bad until when you start now retaliating, they're going to start crying, shouting that they're victims. They want to kill us. They hate us in the Congo. They want, no, we don't have any time. We don't have time with those so-called Banyamulenge Rwandans. Let them go to Rwanda. They are not Congolese. We don't have time to discuss with those people. And we very well know this is pure manipulations. The time America will stop to support those people, they will disappear from Congo. They are in the eastern part of the Congo as a reason to allow Kagame to pretend to get into the Congo to protect the Tutsi minority, so-called Tutsi Congolese, which is a fake tribe, to have just reason to fight against the Congolese people and steal minerals, period. That's the truth. That's what I wanted to tell you, Brother Benson. Remember, we are victims of the situation. We are victims of the organization. As I told you, we know our country much better than anyone else. You are not the first guy to turn against the Congolese people after being nice from the start. We are used to see people starting very well with us, and in the middle of the journey, all of a sudden, they turn against us because there is too much corruption. Congolese or Congo minerals, they corrupt a lot of people's minds. If American people, European people can be corrupt in the presence of Congo minerals, my brother Benson, what about you, African? You're not going to resist. If Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, Uhuru Kenyatta, president of Kenya, Al-Sisi, president of Egypt, in 2019, instead of helping the Congolese people install democracy in their country, they chose to side with Joseph Kabila's mafia in exchange with businesses and minerals from the Congo. What about you, my brother? If presidents, they didn't resist before the corruption in the Congo. You're just an individual. That's why people are telling you, how much money did Paul Kagame give you? I read comments under your videos. Because people, they cannot understand. You, the guy who seemed to be an intellectual when you started, you are defending African values, unity, Pan-Africanism. All of a sudden, you went to Rwanda, you went to occupied territories in Goma, and you changed the narrative. You start fighting the Congolese people in your words. You started contradicting the Congolese people. You started showing your hatred against the Congolese people. Come on, brothers. Come on, brother. That's why a lot of people were asking you, how much money did Paul Kagame give you? Okay. Thank you for this explanation. If you want more, I'm ready to talk to you. I have your number, but I've been sending you messages on WhatsApp. They don't go through. Looks like you've changed your number already. I remember we exchanged in the beginning. You were asking me questions about Rwanda, Kagame, Museveni, the crisis in the Congo, Joseph Kabila, and so on and so forth. I was answering you. That's why you were defending the Congolese people. And today you say you need to apologize before Paul Kagame. Shame on you, brother. Shame on you. Stop that. We are the victims. Everybody, as I said, loves the Congo. But nobody loves the Congolese people because of our minerals. Don't play that game.